Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
As he said, my name is Consandra Jones, and I came here about 2 years ago. I was just getting over breast cancer and I done my chemo and everything. I really didn't have anything to do with myself. So I said, all along and all my years, I wanted to learn to read better. As a little girl, I was quiet. I could tell you everything was going in the room, but I was quiet. When I got in school, I had trouble learning. They would tell my mom, and she didn't know really what to do. She was like, okay. So they just went through school, like the lady said, passed me on and on. When I got into high school, the teacher noticed that I would sit there and I would listen, but my grades wasn't there. I was always attending, always listening and everything, but my grades didn't show that. So they sent me to a school where you go to school and you have a job. You learn to do a job. I had a teacher that was very nice, and she was an older lady, and she taught me how to break down words and how to do certain things, and that kind of like caught on. And then I left there and went to Job Corps, and then I came home. Still couldn't read good, still couldn't get it, but you couldn't tell with me because I didn't let you know. I would mark you, I would become you. And I could talk to you and you would never know that I couldn't read, or I could read but I couldn't put it down on paper. I came back home and I became a cook for 20 years, and my boss saw that I was so good. She was like, I'm going to open up this brand new kitchen, can you come with me? And I was like, yeah, because she said, you know what you're doing and I want you with me. I said, okay. But when I got that position as the manager, as the person who was going to run the kitchen and everything, I was proud of myself, but I still couldn't write down what I needed to say. I got into the meetings and everybody's taking notes. I'm not taking notes. I'm taking notes in my mind. Let's listen to everybody. And I always said, if I could read better, if I could write better, I could go far. I had 2 boys, and they were in my heart, and it kind of pulled at me because I didn't want them to go through the same thing I went through. So when my oldest son started having problems in school, she was like, he learns and he knows it, but he can't put it on paper. And I was like, that's me. And I'm like, oh my God. And I went to them and I told them my story. I was like a little girl and I didn't know how to read, and nobody took the time to teach me how to read. And please do not do that to my son. Please don't do that to him, help him. So they said, Miss Jones, they made a promise to me, we're not going to let him be pushed along. We're going to help him. We're going to give him smaller portions. We're going to give him 10 questions instead of 30 questions. And if he get them 10 right, we're going to give him an A. We're going to build him back up. Okay, that was wonderful. And so he went through high school and he played football. When they found him having problems in school, they were like, oh, okay, Donnell, you're not getting it. Go back into this class. He had kids teasing him and everything, but he was like, Mom, I don't care. I have an issue and I want to do it. I want to get through school and I want to understand. And I was so proud of him. So then when I came here to Durham, I didn't have them no more to like lean on and, talk to and everything, and I was just like, emptiness, what am I gonna do? So my sister said, well, why don't you go to school? And I was like, I can't go to school because that's gonna show people that I don't have what I need. And that was really hard. So, but I really wanted to learn how to read. So I said, okay, I'll do it. So I came here and I met Gordy. I took the test and everybody was just like a big smile, and I loved that. And they was like, okay, we're gonna get you a teacher, and her name is Catherine. She's so good. And I'm like, yes. So when I met her, she was so pleasant, and when I made a mistake, we were able to laugh at my mistakes, and I'll be reading something and I'll put my own words in, and she'll be like, that's not what it says. And I'll be like, oh, we'll laugh, and I was like, okay. So, and she'll go back and she'll say, okay, now we're gonna say, now break it down, and I was okay. And it wasn't anything like I felt bad or anything, it was just like I was learning, and it was, even if I was wrong, I was right. So I like to, I love her, and because of her patience with me, because of her, she just very good with me, and she would be with anybody. I come here every day. I'm gonna come when I have to come because I'm so full. I like y'all my nest, and and I'm like, I feel so good, and I'm learning, and I'm texting, and I'm like, they like, break it down. You don't have to put the whole